everyone, and welcome to Project Cars 2, which has returned to the channel, and we are in the SMS-R Championship. Now this is round 1, this is at Hockenheim, and this is actually going to be my fastest lap of the qualifying session. So we've already done 2 fast laps, we've just done a fast lap previously, which was 3 tenths down on our actual best. But this second lap was always the quicker one, our tyres a bit more up to temperature, our brakes bedded in correctly, as we now head towards this right-hander. And straight away you're going to start seeing the car losing itself constantly in the braking. As you see there, got a lot of rotation into the corner as we then accelerate out of the corner, and we were struggling really badly really in this first round with the car rotation. In fact, even before this round, an hour before, I realised, or got told, I was using the wrong settings. Should have been on ABS low and the loose setup, and I was on ABS high and stable setup. So as we come into here, this hairpin, notice how the car is just bouncing on the brakes, constantly bouncing, ABS kicking in. Now I have checked and compared versus other people. My ABS appears to be coming on a lot earlier than other people, which is obviously causing the car to then get a little bit more unstable. To head towards this left-hander now. Again, look at that over rotation there. I'm having to catch it, then accelerating out, then I'm just lost all the weight already at that point, so I'm trying to catch it because it's already lost itself. Very, very annoying as we come up here now. 4 attempts up on our best lap so far, so it's a good lap. So we then come in this right-hander. We are a little bit down on our overall best that we've done in the qualifying session, but even so, it's not too shabby at this point, for us at least. As we come through this corner now, then the left, and then the final right. So 3 right-handers. There's 1, there's 2. You can see our potential lap is going up all the time. So we get ready to accelerate out this last corner, trying to keep the car as stable as possible, accelerating towards the line, and we get a 137.1. Just can't see that on the left-hand side. Oh, actually you can, 137.180. So you can see I'm 6 tenths off the pole lap, which I was okay with. I couldn't see much more time in it, personally. My lap, that is. I definitely can't see a 136.5. Definitely couldn't see that. And as I say, I think that might be to do with settings and whatever else, because as I say, my ABS was coming on a lot during this race. And there you can see the final results. So you can see that a 21.4, a 44.8 and a 30.2 for a Scara Rotax there. So people are even getting a 21.2 there from Tidgney. If you go down to myself, come on Tid, scroll down a little bit more. We came about 15th, so when we scroll down again, there we go. So you can see how far we are off. 3 tenths in the first, another 3 tenths in the middle that we could have potentially got, and then another 3 tenths in the last. So there's tons of time in there, but we're just not getting the pace down. Not getting the pace down at all. The car is very unstable for us at this moment in time, and with that, that's why we're getting the results we did in qualifying. Now, let's go towards the race. Obviously, we're all in GT3 cars, and what you will see is touring cars on track. But let's kick off. Very slow start by me there. I did have the clutch in. I then released the clutch and then did first gear, then released the clutch, and that slowed me down. So apparently you can just whack it into first gear. Did not know that. That cost me a lot of time. So Topa there goes around the outside there on that first corner. Well played by Topa. I knew he was there. You know, just all that awareness here on this opening lap. As we then come into this braking zone here. Look at this. This is what is good about this championship. Lots of cars on circuit. Big contact between Bensi, Storm and Tejpek. So Storm goes off, Tejpek goes even further off. Storm's completely spanned. It's actually going to come out behind the touring cars. But we'll concentrate that on a little bit later on. You can see James up ahead as well. So Veloce having a really bad time. Bensi coming in between there. Topa trying to go around the outside as we head towards this hairpin now. So we come into the braking zone. A little bit of contact there. So a little bit of a bash there. Topa and Bensi come together. There's then a tap there. I was on the inside, I did have the gap there. It is a bit more my fault than his, but he did have more of a gap to the left hand side there. It's just a weird one because obviously we went 3 wide then on the exit. Slight tap, so it is more my fault, don't get me wrong. I was a bit more frustrated that I got reported for it because I basically waited to let him go. I actually hit him 3 times. So the first time was obviously the initial contact. Second time he was spinning round, so I hit him on purpose. And then the third time was just the fact I was waiting for him to go. And, you know, go sort of thing. So here we are versus the Ace now. JSR Jap speed, and then Tejpek goes down that left hand side as I'd lost the rear there. So Tejpek gets that move done. Just trying to keep awareness up here. So obviously we're down to 19th now. We are at the back of the GT3 class. As we come around this right-hander, you can see carnage all over the place. Matty, my teammate, involved in there. James involved in that as well. I didn't see who else was involved, but yes, significant there. So now we continue on Sorry, we weren't last before in the GT3s because Storm, of course, was last because he was behind the touring cars at the time. So you can see that still a big group of cars there. James is right behind me. James obviously far quicker at this point than I am because as you see here, the car is just wanting to over-rotate. I'm trying to correct it all the time. So because this left-hander, we do this a little bit okay. ADA's just went on the left-hand side as well. I slightly tapped him, so I tried to get off because one thing in Project Cars 2, which is causing some of these incidents, of course, is cars stick together. So I sort of let off, then ADA's could go get off me and I could get off him, and then we could stay side by side and continue our lovely battle. So James went through the middle there, Moses manoeuvre, got both those positions, so fair enough. Now we continue on with this battle. My teammate behind me, a bit further behind, a second or so, and we continue on. You might hear Matty slightly in the background, because we were having a laugh at this at the end of the day. We knew we weren't up to speed. It appears our settings are way off as well. 88 there, just getting it all wrong there, so we make a position back through. There we go. And yeah, we continue on. I would say, just to get onto this championship a little bit, it's a multi-class championship. We got invited as GTA. James and Tejpek have a bit of a contact there. So I could look down the left-hand side. I will get talking in a second. It's all action at the start, of course, so we don't quite do that. I'll say back to the championship. It's a multi-class championship. One reason why I've, you know, wanted to do this, I suppose, because GTA got invited. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I used to be really quick at Project Cars 2 and Project Cars. You know, I've won money via these competitions. I've really had some good competitions with Magic Michael, Rotax and Co. And you know, I've really been up there. James as well, up ahead. But as I say, I've got no pace. I do think it's something to do with the wheel. Now in this race, I did wonder whether auto clutch enabled itself. However, I mean, look going into that braking, the car just wants to rotate instantly, bang, instantly, and I've got the brake bias at 61 at the front, and it's still trying to over-rotate. Bonkers. I don't get it. As I think it's something to do with the wheel, because apparently Storm was using the TGT, went straight to the Fanatec and gained 2 tenths instantly. So that suggests it is something to do with the wheel. It's not a supported wheel, but it's basically down as a T300 at the moment, so it could be that, I don't know. But I'm only racing for fun. I'm not changing my wheels over every week just for this championship. As I say, I'm just competing in it for the fun, the multi-class aspect. If we win any money, fine. If we don't, I don't care. I wouldn't mind going to the final, of course, because I do like the experiences, similar to GT World Tours. But not in this instance. Right, now, back to the racing. Ulti up ahead just went wide there. It's going to come round here. Ulti's going to just get a little bit of understeer, go to the left-hand side. We're going to try and do the undercut here. Get on the right-hand side. Now we've got a long right-hander, very fast right-hander. Into the right-hander we go. And we managed to do that. And one of the GT3s just disconnecting there from Jap Speed, Swomy. As we then come into the left-hander. So we're keeping with Tejpek and James at the moment. Our pace still isn't great here. So, you know, it's a bit gutting that our pace isn't there, but even so, we're going to enjoy this race as best as we can. Going around this right-hander now. And obviously the race has settled down a little bit more now. Battle for the lead, of course, there, top left, you can see that. As we advance a little bit later on, they're still close together. And we're still in 15th place. James is up ahead, challenging Bolabasi up ahead. Now, I did feel I was a little bit quicker than Bolabasi here. You'll see later on in the race as well that we could keep up constantly, struggle a little bit with the dirty air, so we couldn't actually make any moves. And as well with the dirty air, with the car unstable without dirty air, imagine how unstable it is with dirty air. So, you know, it was significant. You see James making the move there at the hairpin, down the inside there. Bolabasi giving him lots of room there, trying to go for the cutback potentially, running really deep to then point it back out again. Doesn't quite work, and we keep this position for now as we head towards the left-hander, over this slight right, of course. And then we go into the left-hander. And you can see there, Tejpek up ahead as well. So there was potential that we could get into like 12th. Points start at 10th place upwards. Top 4 teams qualify for the World Final. The World Final? Land Final? Getting 2 games mixed up now. And then it was top 8 challengers, which are in the touring car class. So obviously it's a bit easier in the challengers to make the final. But in terms of the pro class, 4 teams, that's 8 drivers out of the 20. So, you know, most people aren't going. You see Tejpek there running wide. Just comes back on the track there. Just gets in front of me there. Obviously that's going to be another move potentially. I'm not sure what happened there. Potentially James on the inside. Not too sure. Maybe Tejpek just ran wide. We advance a little bit later on now. And we're actually going to start to approach lap traffic. You can just see that on the map on the left hand side as we run a little bit wide there as well. So we're going to get a slowdown, so we get out the way of Storm. I know Storm's a quicker driver anyway, so just, you know, I don't lose too much time there. Let Storm go, get rid of the slowdown. The annoying thing with this game is you've no idea whether that slowdown's going to disappear or not, because in some instances it will just disappear, in others it won't. As we advance a little bit further on now, we've got Alexander Donidayan. So into the first corner we go, just held up a little bit by the touring car, but we can't do much about it. Keeping his line, which is fair enough. We go down the inside now as we head towards the right hand. They pull to the left, get into that braking zone. Again, look at the car just bouncing on the brakes. It's just not stable. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. I don't know what it is. If any of you guys know out there who are watching this what the problem could be, let me know. I say I used to be quick at this game. I used to be racing the likes of Jardier, Rotax, Storm, James. I used to be racing all these guys, and now I'm a second off the pace, and I have no idea why. And it is the braking, I'm sure it is. So, I mean, look at this, instantly going into it as we catch up to VP Ace in the touring car there. And we accelerate out. So we're obviously going to get Ace done here, nice and easy, down the inside. Doesn't hold any of us up there, Ace neither, because Ace is going to get a nice little bit of slipstream as we continue on. So one of the goals for GTA in this one, the minute we knew we weren't in with like the pace and such, is we don't want to be the last team. That's our goal. And then also, if we can get a point, we'll get a point, and that's what we're after. We advance a bit further on, we got Mr. Van Omen just up ahead, just held up a little bit there, just cut him on the apex, but go down the inside, braking sharply now for this left-hander. Again, look at how just nasty the braking is. Instantly, I go on the brakes, the car just wants to rotate, and it's horrible, and yeah, you can't trail brake because the car instantly rotates. And going from a game where I'm trail braking a lot to a game where I'm not trail braking at all, or can't really, it's very significant because you've got to alter your driving style massively. Going down the inside of Popsu now into this left-hander, quite a dangerous move, give him lots of room on the left-hand side. It's got a little bit twitchy, again a little bit twitchy on exit there. Did give Popsu enough room there, lost a little bit of time, but not the end of the world as we continue on now. Look at the big battles up ahead, Storm down the inside of... oh, sorry, it wasn't Popsu, it was Khaki. Apologies, Khaki. Got the names mixed up because you're in similar liveries, that's what it was. We'll continue on all the same. There is Popsu. Is that even Popsu in the same livery? What do I know? It's Operator, isn't it? I think. Dalking in a similar livery. There we go. So we passed these two guys. Got caught on the apex a little bit, but even so we continue on. Down into this right-hander now. And then we got Palooka up ahead. Still got a battle between Storm and Bolabasi there. As then we go into the left-hander. 9 minutes of the race to go. So at this point, obviously, we just got to get through the last bit of traffic. And then we can continue on trying to catch up to the GT3 cars. Unusually there, Palooka went to the right-hand side. Doesn't have to do that. Up to the overtaking car in the faster class to make those moves. Usually the car in the lower class will keep their line. That means predictability is there, and I understand what they're doing and they understand what I'm doing. Right, let's continue on now. We've got Operator, and then we've got Christian Kwiatkowski. Apologies if I just butchered that name. As we go into the left, I can't really make that move, a bit too far back here, so I'm splitting the lead battle there for that touring car class, and then we go around the outside here on this right-hander. Very sketchy stuff, but we managed to get that done, and now we can try and catch up to Bolabasi and potentially overtake. We'll see what happens. As I say, I struggle in the dirty air though, because as I say, and as you've seen, the car is very, very oversteering. Quincy's left-hander now. You can see we're not confident on this car at all. Absolutely not. And I'd actually put in a little bit of practice here, but obviously with the wrong settings. I say I found out an hour before the race. Oh, I should be on low ABS. Oh, I should be on loose setup. Quite frustrating that, you know, we have to try and find this stuff out. Why isn't it just available so that we know this information? It'd be good if it was in the championship like settings to say this is the fastest setup, because not everybody is coming from Project Cars 2 background. I'm loosely from it because I used to play it a lot. Other guys are literally not from this background. You see an incident up ahead, Storm and Tejpek there. Big incident. Storm lets off, lets him go. We're then going to do sort of a mini cutback there on Storm, try and get that position. There we go, but obviously we're going to be under a little bit of pressure from Storm later on. We are in the slipstream here. Slipstream, very big in this track. Very, very big. So as we head down towards this right-hander now, Tejpek and Bolabasi side by side with each other. Into this hairpin we go. Lovely clean racing there. Bolabasi going for the cutback. That's a good effort that. Does he get it done? That's the question. As we head towards... No, he doesn't. He doesn't get it done. Tejpek getting a better exit in the end. As we come through right up. A bit braking there. Unusual. Don't really see that often. Bolabasi braking early there. And again, look, you can just see the car. I wasn't happy with the car at all. And as I said, I did compare to other drivers, so I compared to Jardier, I compared to James, because James streamed his, so I could compare qualifying laps. And my ABS was coming on 10 miles an hour earlier, so I was going, like, with brake, well, James actually braking later as well, so obviously his braking is better, because his ABS doesn't come on as early, but mine was coming on earlier, and it unsettles the car more, so I'm like losing out twice here, and I have no idea why, so it's, as I say, it's very frustrating. I don't know what it is, I don't know what's causing it. I think maybe in this race, auto clutch has switched itself on for some unknown reason that I'm not aware of. But yeah, it is what it is. So as we continue on now to this right-hander, just got to be careful here. Don't want to run out where Bolabasi did, because that curve can actually pull you out even more and put you in the barriers. You've got to be so careful. 5 minutes of the race to go as we head now towards this right-hander. You can see how close we're getting. We can get close. Storm all over us as well. We just run a little bit deep there. It's going to come into here, and we're just going to understeer way off there. A little bit of a bounce there, so I had to come off the throttle a little bit. Storm goes through. Not the end of the world for me. And this is what I'm going to talk about with the slowdowns now. So obviously that slowdown has appeared. I'm just going to let off a little bit. Does it go off? Does it go off? Does it go off? Still not gone off. Still not gone off. I have no idea. When should it go off? When should it not go off? I've let off a ton of amount there. What do I do? It'd be nice if I knew the timer. And it just goes off at the exit of the corner. What? Surely there's a calculation going on in the background here where it could tell you what you need to do in order to lose that slowdown. It's really frustrating. A bit like GT where the timer goes down. It'd be good to see that. As you see there, that's where the curb catches you out. It bounced me back out there. And now I've got another slowdown. But this time I'm not going to slow down for this. And look, it just disappears. So how am I meant to know whether to slow down or not? It's really frustrating. So a couple of frustrations here. The braking, of course, we need to somehow figure what the problem is. I still haven't figured it out. I've even done another round at this point and I still haven't figured it out. The braking, I just don't get it. Really don't get it. I've spoken to VP Isaac. Obviously, I used to race Isaac all the time. In fact, there was that good memory of me and Isaac going side by side for half a lap here at Hockenheim. Bloody brilliant battle that was. That's one of my favourite moments of Project Cars, to be honest. We went through them. Settings seemed fine. So it's either the wheel, or my installation of the game is a bit weird for some unknown reason, or some setting that we're not aware of. But at the moment, I literally can't brake properly, and the car wants to oversteer all the time. Maybe it is that's how I used to drive it. I don't know, but it definitely didn't feel as loose as it does at the moment. It feels so loose. And obviously if I go to stable setup, it's slower, so I lose out either way. It's kind of frustrating, but even so, we're not last. At least we're ahead of the JSR boys, which we are going to be competing with throughout this season. It's brilliant fun, of course. You'll see that in the next race as well. It gets even more fun there. But we're going to come around this last corner now, finishing the race in 16th position. As I say, not the greatest race in the world, because effectively we're 18 seconds down on the lead, I think. Could be even more than that. And that's basically a second a lap. It's a lot. It's a hell of a lot. But even so, we come across the line, and yeah, we're not the last team at this point, so we're happy in that sense, but not happy that we've got no pace. As I say, me and Matty have both raced a lot of these guys before. Mangator there as well, Johnny Tormler, Tejpek, Storm. Some of these guys I expected more the front. Storm, well, Veloce in general, I expected to be near the front. Rotax getting the win there. Congratulations to Rotax. Jardier in second. VP Isaac in third place. As I say, I used to race these guys as well, and I'm miles off. Absolutely miles off. I could not see a 37.3 in practice the way they have, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the race all the same. You just got to enjoy it for what it is in this instance, and yeah, that is literally what it was. We had a good few battles, bit of multi-class overtaking there, but the next race is even more fun, trust me. That's one's at Monza, so make sure you tune into that one when it comes out in a few days' time. But thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. My logo's there if you want to subscribe. There's a video there if you want to watch another one. But that's it for me for now. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.